So today we are talking to
Roger Joswig from THQ Nordic.
and you are the producer of Wreckfest.
That's correct.
Right. So and you already released the game on PC.
Yes, about 8 weeks ago.
Okay. And now you're making the console version.
Yes, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Working with full steam right now.
Okay. No Switch.
Maybe later. I cannot promise anything. We are looking into it, but first we are doing PS4 and Xbox, and then we will see.
Okay, that's a common answer between
Yes.
publishers.
Yeah, well, I would like to have one ready.
Okay.
Just to be fair.
Okay. So let's look a bit into the gameplay. It's actually a successor of Flatout 2, I read.
Yes, you can phrase it like this. This is from the original developers of Flatout 1 and Flatout 2 and Flatout Ultimate Carnage, which is like yeah, the developers making racing games since 20 years, and you can clearly see this as this very good game.
Okay,
So,
great.
I will just go right into the gameplay, I think.
Oh, sure.
This will be the most action part.
Okay.
So I choose a random track. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us a bit, did you change something in the way of converting it to consoles, or is it the PC game one-to-one?
It is, as far as possible, it's the PC game one-to-one. We are optimizing heavily for consoles right now. This is what we're doing. It could be that we don't have 24 cars as on PC, that we maybe have just 20 or something like that. But this is really determine the effectiveness of the optimizations dictate that.
Okay.
So we want, of course, have the same amount of cars, but we don't know if we can reach it at this point.
Okay.
But, the goal is to have something around 20. Okay.
And now we are starting a race
I'm
here.
just starting
On a PlayStation. Yeah.
Yes. And no, this is actually on PC. We have a PlayStation built here, but the loading times are not optimized.
The PC is under there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The loading times are at the moment not optimized, and this is for the presentation. It doesn't work. It's too slow. Of course, in the final game, the loading times will be fine. No worries. But right now, this is not. It's not complete.
Okay. So tell us a bit about what is new compared to Flatout 2, because you are an avid gamer of Flatout 2 yourself.
Yes.
So what did you put in as a producer that you always wanted to have as a gamer's perspective?
Well, first of all, the amount of cars is much higher. In Flatout, we had 8 cars total. Here we have 24 or 20 on consoles. And this, of course, gives a lot of more possibilities. What happens on the tracks, the density of action, and also back then it wasn't, the technical limits were much stronger because the computing power was much slower. So you could not have that many dynamic objects on the track, that amount of fidelity when you hit some other cars.
Okay.
You can see how the metal bends, how the parts fall off. This was also in Flatout, but not with this fidelity.
Okay.
So this is basically the new interpretation of an original Flatout, the first one.
Okay. And what's the number one feature besides more cars that you like the most compared to the predecessor?
That's a good question. I
Thank you.
Mostly the multiplayer part, but this is because back then multiplayer was it was a LAN party, where you had to carry the PCs to your friends, which you didn't do all day. And here you have the multiplayer, you just go online, have a blast on whatever game mode you want. I think on Flatout we didn't have the Destruction Derby arenas. And this is what I enjoy here a lot.
Okay.
But my memory could trick me here. Maybe Flatout had Destruction arenas, I'm not sure.
I don't remember that, so I guess you are right here, yes.
Yes, I think it was Destruction Derby which had it, but not Flatout.
That was Destruction Derby, yeah?
Yes.
From Psychnosis, also a very good game.
Yes.
But that's another publisher. So we can see you are really very deep in that topic. So how did it actually happen? You were asked to produce this game. You bought the license as THQ Nordic and then...
No, in this case it went very different to a regular game, because this game was on early access for a very long time.
On Steam?
On Steam.
Okay.
And it was independently from the developer itself. It was, I mean, right now it was exactly 4 years in early access. When we as THQ Nordic came on board, it was about 2 years in early access, and we noticed the developer struggles. They struggle with making progress in the game. They were patching forth and back, and we were saying, hey, this game is so good. The core of the game is so good, but a lot of things were missing. So we were sitting together, we were saying, hey, come on, we have a good vision. We know you have a bit of troublesome development, and maybe we can make this to a complete game together. And this is actually what happened. So we went to Finland, had a few meetings, and basically agreed, hey, this could be a great cooperation, and yeah.
So the development group is actually Finnish?
Yes, Finland, Helsinki.
Okay.
So, yes. And
And you are really going towards alternative ways of financing and promoting. For example, the Equinox you did over Kickstarter, now you did Steam Early Access.
Yes, in this case the developer did Steam Early Access, and we basically became a partner of him during the Early Access phase.
So you just continued?
Yes, we helped him because they were like, you know, the money was a bit tight back then for the developer. So we jumped on board and helped him to add much more cars, add much more environments, the stuff that costs money in games, and basically make a complete game out of a tech demo. Because back then they just had a tech demo, if you want to say so. And,
so how does it feel for you to make a successor of a PC retro hyped game?
It's the most awesome thing ever. I mean, for me personally, I was always a big Destruction Derby and Flatout fan, and when I was a kid back then, with 14, 15, 16, I was always thinking, when I'm grown up, I want to do this, and I finally got the chance, and it was totally by accident. I was telling my colleagues, this game is so awesome, we should have a look. Maybe you could publish it, and it happened, and it worked out, and I got the producer, and I'm super happy. So, yes.
So you are living a child's dream now?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, Equinox is doing that a lot. THQ Nordic is doing that a lot with games, actually. Producing successors of old PC titles.
Yes, this is part of the company's strategy.
Seriously, yeah, we were all wondered about that.
We acquired quite a few old IPs from not just from THQ, but also from other publishers. And we are basically working on looking at the IPs and see if it makes sense to revive them, because players have very good memories of the IPs, but it's also a very, very big challenge to make a game that lives up to modern standards, because the way you remember the game, and if you really look at the game, you're sometimes shocked how bad it is, the user interface, and back then if it's from the 90s, it was a different world than it is now. So, yeah.
And you as a producer, was there anything you wanted to put in but couldn't, or is this question not allowed because it's too negative?
I mean, this is always, as a producer, you must convince the people. I can't force them to do something, but if they don't want to do it, it will not be good in the end. So I want that the developer also wants it. And this is sometimes longer discussion about features, why they are this way or why they're in another way. And then you basically set the target, what to reach, and everyone marches toward the target. This is usually what works the best. So.
You mentioned more cars and more details when the cars are crashing and so on. What engine are you actually using?
It's all on tech from Bugbear itself. Basically the entire game is all own written code.
Okay.
So, and it's a small team, it's less than 20 people.
Oh.
So if you compare to Forza or Gran Turismo, a few hundred people, and they're just 18, 90 people.
That sounds like indies, some kind of.
Yes. They were indies until we jumped on board as a publisher. So they're still indie. We didn't buy the company. We just say, okay, let's make this game together.
Okay. And you said some weeks ago there was a PC release. Are you happy with the result? Are you working on a Wreckfest 2 behind the shadows already?
No, not right now. We are at the moment we are working on additional content. We already released a patch with one free track. And there will be more content coming. I cannot go into details, but there will be more for sure. So
sure.
We will take care of the game until the console version is out and all platforms are on the same level. And then maybe we will look at new game modes or whatever. I cannot promise anything, but we listen very carefully to what the community requests. If we see a lot of requests for a certain thing, then we will look very closely how we can make it happen.
So this won't be the last revival of an old retro PC IP.
I'm pretty sure it will not be. Yes.
Great, great. So when can people expect this on the consoles? Is there any estimated
We are targeting end of November this year, but I'm saying we're targeting. So there is a risk, and we really want to make it happen. We really want to launch it, but we also want to achieve a certain amount of quality, and we have to see if it works. We're quite optimistic, but that's why we said targeting. It's not the official release date.
Is that a problem on so many different platforms, or is it all basically the same as they're all PC-based consoles?
No, it's you need a lot of platform-specific stuff, especially if you go multiplayer. There's a lot of specific stuff that needs to be taken care of, and also it's a very small team, as I said already. So you have 18 people, you have like 5 coders, and 3 of them network coders, and they first they work on PlayStation, then they work on Xbox, and then you have to fix the bugs and make the movements more smooth and multiplayer and whatnot, improve. And shipping many different platforms at the same time is always a big challenge for it, because it's so much work in one very short amount of time.
Now we spoke about Steam greenlighting a lot. How about a physical release? Because me as a collector, I like physical releases.
We will have one. It will be at the same time as the consoles come out.
Also for the PC?
Yes, we will do a box version, but we said it makes sense to start this together with the consoles and not bring it out somewhere in between.
Okay.
So, yes.
You know the movement that happened last year, that many publishers just released a casing and you had no disc inside.
That's the key. No, we will put a disc inside, for sure. That's for sure. I mean, since it still has the early access spirit, so there will be still a lot of updates. So
okay.
Of course, if you insert the disc, there could be an update.
But not like that Batman game like 3 years ago that had 50 gigabyte first day patch or something. No. That was really heavy on my internet connection.
Yeah. I mean, luckily this game has smaller updates. It really depends on the game engine they use, especially Unreal Engine 4 can have very large updates.
Can you talk about the kind of content you want to add, or is this a secret?
It is. It's not confirmed yet. So it will certainly be new kind of tracks and new cars. But what type of cars and what type of tracks I cannot tell you. We have a lot of great ideas. We are working already a lot of stuff, but I do not know when we can launch the stuff at the moment.
Perfect. And will there be a Lan Mode in it, like an old LAN party?
There's already a Lan Mode in it.
Okay. Also for the console versions?
No.
Okay.
It's too risky. It's simply too risky. Maybe we add it later, maybe, but I cannot promise that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for my time. For your time. That was what I wanted to know.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.